kayak. Howdy folks, my name's Casey. I don't have an adventure today, but I do want to go over some kayaks that I have. The two kayaks that I primarily use are the current design Sirocco that I used on the Everglades Challenge, and this Wilderness Systems Tarpon 140, which I use on all of my river runs. Now, I really like the current design Sirocco for what it's designed for, taking it out on like coastal waters. It's a sea kayak. But I like it because it's fast, it's pretty stable, and it's just comfortable for a very long period of time. And the Wilderness Systems has its pluses too, because it's so rock stable and it can handle anything, like going over logs and hitting rocks underwater, anything. Like, it's just a tank, and it's a great boat to have, but it's slow. So I've been wanting to do the Swanee River, and the current designs would be nice for the speed, but I can't get in and out of it very quickly, and it's not good over rocks or logs. And the Tarpon 140 is great on all the things that the Sirocco is not good at, but it's very slow. So I really wanted to find a compromising boat, and what I found is the Tarpon 160, which I just picked up. So I did modify it to the way that I like. I put these rod holders on the back so that I could have a fishing pole and some shade, and put a seat pad on it. I did replace all the bungees, and I have new seals coming for the hatches and new straps coming for the hatch covers. But other than that, this is going to be my first little test run to see how it does out here. So let's get out there and play. So the first thing that I like about this is how easy it is to get in and out of. Turn that just a little. Well, guess I'll have to make sure those are lashed down. Now, I was gonna say it's probably too windy for that. You'll notice that my legs look like they're in an awkward position right here. This is the first time I've been in a kayak with a rudder in about 20 years. And although I have my foot pegs slid all the way forward, my legs are so long that even at the full extension, I don't truly fit properly. So I am gonna have to make some modifications to the stock brackets. Alright, well, initial tests are always fun, just to see what fails right away. You can notice on the surface of the water how fast this boat picks up speed and takes off. I was pretty impressed with that. So the rudder is really nice. That's so much better than trying to power steer. Yeah, I'm liking it. Alright, I like the attachments too. I'll go out and try and catch something. I don't know if a saltwater bait's going to work in freshwater, but Alright, so I'm running a mile/hour app on my phone, and I'm averaging right on the 3 to 4 cusp, because it doesn't have like the 3.5, so it's kind of bouncing between 3 and 4. The boat goes 3 to 4 fairly easy. Getting up to 5 or 6 miles an hour is a real push. Like, I've really got to like get after it to get 6. So yeah, so this will It's not a rocket like the current design Sirocco is, which can get 6 in a sprint. Pretty easy, but it's comfortable, and I really think it's going to be great on the river. I think it's going to meet the needs that I have, and I do need to get some freshwater bait because the fish are jumping. So I'm going to go home and swap out my gear and see if I can't catch something. But you can see there's 4 still holding. Just looking at the coast on this thing, there's 3. We'll go all the way to 2. But it holds, there's 2. So it holds once it gets going. It holds that for a long time, which is awesome. Now something else that I don't really like is you can see how much my knees are bent here. I have my feet on the rudder pedals, and I'm on the very last clip here. I wish it was like 2 inches longer, which could be fixed by extending this cable. I might be able to just get an adapter so this can slide forward a lot more. And with full rudder, I have the 2 inches to go there. So I just think it'd be a lot more comfortable if I got my legs to straighten out just a little bit more than they are. All right, so I changed, got on better clothes for being in the water. I got the good fishing gear too, the Sinkos. So we're just gonna go out and see if we can't catch something. I don't know how noisy that wind's gonna be on the mic, but we're gonna go up into 2 spots that I've seen fish before. I think they're a little bit deeper holes, and we'll see if we can't catch anything with the Sinko. Having a rudder is fantastic. I love this. Alright, so this spot right here, there's a hole. It's not real deep, we're talking like 6-7 feet. I don't get a lot of depth in this lake. Most of the lake I can just walk across it. So we'll see. Just wanting to stay on the surface there. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Man, those Sinkos are good. Look at that. That's pretty decent. All right. Yeah, that's actually about the biggest fish I've caught out of this lake here. Almost make fillets out of that little dude. Yeah, pretty impressive. All right, let's see if we can catch more. Yeah, so that's all it is, just a Sinko with that big hook on it. And they're just full of salt, so they're really heavy, and they do sink. They just have a nice action when they're falling down, and they work pretty good. Let's try that again. Kind of drifted out of that hole a bit, but we'll cast over here and see what happens. Oh my gosh, ridiculous. Look at that. That was just instant. Oh, I think it let off. That could have been a turtle. Oh yeah, because it was bit down on the back there. But yeah, that fish, right when it hit the water, was on it. So that was pretty crazy. But yeah, just grabbed the back of it. Let's try this again. Apparently that hole's, it's a pretty good spot. All right, so here we go. Back in the hole. Let it sink. Give it a little tension. Yeah, I'm hardly ever lucky enough to cast and catch right away. So that was pretty cool. All right, the bait's not really setting on the hook the way it should, but give it another try here. I think what I'm gonna do is move up just a little bit. Get more into like where the lily pads are. Yeah, so after this cast, we're gonna move up to like where that hole is. We've kind of drifted out of it. I didn't grab my sun hat because it's almost 5 o'clock. I'm like, the sun will be setting soon. I don't need to worry about it. But I can feel it. I'm sweating. All right, so once we get up in here, should have brought that little anchor. We're gonna try and just set it down there. I wish I was a little bit deeper than that. Bring it in and try and get into those lily pads a little more. A little better. So we're gonna let the wind push us down. We're just gonna cast right along the edges here. Alright, so we've gone all the way up around to the back side of the lake. And we're just going to let that wind kind of push us around. Alright, so let's see if we can get anything out of here. Seems like a good spot for him to hide. I think when the wind's blowing, you're supposed to fish on the upwind side of the lake. Is that right? Maybe I have that totally backwards. If I can get it up onto that shore, great. There we go, that's a little better. Just let that troll along. Oh. Had some drag, could be seaweed. But that wind's pushing me along at well over a mile an hour here. This is pretty aggressive wind. I think it's supposed to be like 15 miles an hour. It'd be great to sail in. Just came around this little point, letting the wind kind of push me into this stuff here. But I just saw a snapping turtle's head pop up right here. It was huge. Hopefully I don't catch one of those. I was just thinking, man, it's been a long time since I had a bite. Look, another little guy. He doesn't want to pose though. Here, turn just a little bit. There we are. Yeah. Yeah, I've never had much luck out in this lake, but using the Cinco lure, I mean, he's little, but it's still fun to catch. But yeah, that one kind of hit, and then I was like, oh, I must have like gone over a lily pad or something, because it just kind of like had one tug. And then I went to reel it in, and once I put some pressure on the line, then it started running. So that's pretty fun. All right, so I got it back on there, and keep trying, see if there's a big one in this lake or not. There used to be really big ones. They're hanging up on the wall at the clubhouse. But I haven't seen or heard of anyone pulling a big one out in a long time. Yeah, look at all these seagulls. Going nuts. This wind is blowing so crazy. But I'm gonna go check out the little end of the pond by the dock. So when the water was low, it completely separated that section of lake from this section of lake. It was dry land all the way across. So I'm pretty sure it has a natural spring on that side, and it's pretty deep. So we'll see if there's anything over there that wants to bite on our little purple worm that we have here. Just hooked into another one, not very big. Kind of like that last one. It's a little something to catch. That's fun. Hooked me. There he is. Little sushi nugget. Alright, well, the sun's starting to go down, so I am going to try and catch one more fish, just to see if I can, and then we'll wrap up this video. So let's see what I can do. Oh, that's too deep. Oh, man. That cast landed right on the edge of the lilies. Hopefully I'm out. No. There you go. Out. There was a big turtle right there, so I'm a little nervous about that. I really don't want to catch a turtle. Let's try off to the side just a little bit here. It landed in such a good spot. It's too slow. It's too slow. I was too anxious. Alright. Let's see what this looks like. Alright. It hit it, but it didn't hit on the hook, which makes me think it's a turtle. One more cast right in that same spot. I'll show you where we're at here. Drifting along here. Trying to put it right on the line. Get in there a little bit, but not a lot. Right through the weeds now. See if I can do this without getting hung up. I mean, this is where the fish are, right? They're in here. Oh, had a bite. That was good. That was good. It grabbed the tail of it. The little fish. Still alive. Did you hear that? Big fish right behind me. Switch it right through here. Oh man, I could see the water turn up right behind it. There's definitely something going for it, but I stopped my action. I saw it. All right, try to scale. All right, we're gonna try over in this little bay here. See if there's anything happening. Oh. Trying to film and that's funny. Ooh, wow, I got a little runner there. Well, I had the camera had a bad angle that whole time, but that's a pretty decent sized one too. That was on a gold Cinco. Oh, this guy got gilled a little bit. Sorry, bud. There we go. All right, let this little guy go. He got gilled. Hopefully he'll recover from that one. Saw a little trickle of blood coming down the side. Well, that was a pretty successful day. I really just wanted to test out this kayak to see how it would paddle, and just decided to fish to pass some time, but I actually caught 4 fish. That's one of my best days out on this lake. And you know, I don't know what the size limit on bass is. I'm not that much of a fisherman, but but I did catch some, so that was pretty cool. All right, so that'll wrap up this episode. Short and sweet. It was just a water trial to see how this thing does, and I really like it. Really comfortable, paddles fast, paddles straight. It's got rudders. It has a rudder, so that's pretty cool too. Yeah, I definitely think this is going to do great on the Swanee River, and I'm super excited about that run that's coming up. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.